Hi, can you hear me? You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry.
No problem.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, it's like it's not quite favorable, right?
Yes. So I'm going to be switching between my Wi-Fi and my phone data.
Okay.
Okay, please, guys, take my baby away. Hello, Sissy.
Nice to finally see you and talk to you. Most of our interaction has been
I don't honestly know.
Most of our interaction has been online.
On WhatsApp.
And on WhatsApp. Yeah. I'm just trying to notify other people to join.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Rebecca, welcome.
It's our delivery day. I'm just coming in. I got caught up in the rain.
Oh, it's raining in Nigeria.
Yes. I live in Lagos. I don't know about it.
Okay, it's raining in Lagos.
Yes. It was a flash rain, actually.
Wow.
It wasn't. It just started raining, and then the next thing is after 25 minutes it went up. So I was in transit trying to get home, and my house was really far from our facilities. I was walking.
How are you coping with the fuel issue, the scarcity?
Wow. The coping is that if you have people, then they can go and stand there the whole day. I mean, that's basically what we've done. It's tough. It's crazy. Like I'm reviewing delivery prices next week because it's hard.
It's hopefully we pray that it goes away soon. Rebecca, welcome. It's been a long time I saw you too.
Everybody.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
Fine, nice work.
Fine. How is business?
And there, we're making progress gradually.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, well done. You're doing a good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good evening, our
host, our guests.
Yes.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good to have you on.
Same here.
Before, when I knew Rebecca, Ozioma, she's into ewedu.
Yes.
She processed it into dry leaves or dry powder. Do you still do that, Rebecca?
Yeah, we still have our ready to cook ewedu.
Okay.
Yeah, although during COVID we have to spread on production line and all of that because of cost and all of that. However, now we have created an agri-tech platform that provides, that connects consumer to to farmers, and then getting support for small farmers.
Wow.
So we have this AWI web app.
Okay. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. I'm happy to hear about the progress.
Thank you so much. Same here too. See that you are really imparting the food agricultural line with your scientific knowledge. Over time we've discovered that agriculture is 90%, 95% safe science, and just 5% hard work.
Yeah. So is that knowledge gap we are trying to
Exactly. Well, although adoption has been a very big challenge, but we'll keep at it.
Yeah, we'll keep at it. I think we should start. It's being recorded, so when we are done, we can share the recordings on the platform. Just a brief introduction about myself and Foodpreneurshub. I have a slide here. I'll just do that in 5 minutes. Then I'll hand it over to Eden to Ozioma. I'm used to calling her Eden, to Ozioma for our discussion. Okay, so this is Foodpreneurshub. Welcome to Foodpreneurshub. Today is our first live session. This live session has actually been happening. It's just I've been doing it on Instagram. So the previous ones who've done this here has been interrupted by network. So we keep going off, and I wasn't pleased with it. So I've decided to move it to Zoom. And another advantage I found out about Zoom is that I can record it and
share
it later. So I'm excited to be here, to be the host of this session. My name is Olushola Oladejo. I help establish food businesses. We'll be talking about that later. I'm the founder of Foodpreneurshub. I'm also the founder of Queen Oil. I didn't put it here, but Queen Oil is what I do personally. So I have a BSc and MSc in Food Science and Technology. And I also have over 7 years work experience working for food manufacturing companies like USC Food, Leventis Foods, and Flour Mills of Nigeria, my last place of work. And I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I love reading novels and watching movies to relax. So what's Foodpreneurshub? What's our goal? What's our vision? What's our purpose? We are here to empower. We are all about empowerment because we may not give you money, cash, but we are here to empower you with knowledge, with the resources, with connections to help you start your food business and grow it. We are here. One of our other purposes is food security. If we have a lot of people into food production, into farming, the more we produce, the more we make food available to everyone. Then we are all about reducing food waste and food loss. The more we how will I put it, establish our industries, establish our food businesses, the more we are reducing food loss on the farm and food waste on the supply chain. So this is our global vision and purpose. So how do we do that? We have online courses. Have created about 5 online courses, starting a bakery business, sesame oil business, groundnut oil business, black seed oil business, and poundo yam business. We just ended our poundo yam online course last month, and we are starting off with the oil extraction business online course, which is coming up at the end. That's on the 26th of March. So the bakery business will kick off maybe in April or May. We've not set a time for that, but it's available. So we also have live sessions like this. We have webinars. One of the webinars coming up is food processing ideas. Some people they're interested in food business, but they don't know which one to go into. So we'll be looking at that in one of the webinars coming up next month. We're also into coaching and we're into consulting. So if you want to start a food business and you want us to do it for you, you want one-on-one consultation or you want us to do it for you, we are into that. We have, so far so good. We are working with 2 food businesses to help them start their production and line. So it's also a community. We just started off the community on Telegram. Some of us are already on the Telegram group. So it's a community for food entrepreneurs, for aspiring food entrepreneurs. We also celebrate our food entrepreneurs using these channels, and we encourage people to connect and network. So you can connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Foodpreneurshub. So it's the same handle. Then you can visit the website www.foodpreneurshub.com. So this is the Telegram link. I think we already have that. And now to our session. It's our guest, Mrs. Ozioma Ukegbu-Onwardi. Did I get the pronunciation right?
Yeah, you tried. My name is hard and long. I know.
So She's my guest. Personally, I knew her, is it last year or 2020? That should be like last 2 years. And it was on business. She has been so wonderful. She's patient.
Thank you.
She's patient. She's humble because you could talk to her. And the way she does her business, she's so transparent, and you could see the values of integrity in both of us conducting business. And that's one of the things I like about her. So now she has agreed to do this because we've been on this since last year, and I understand because there's no time. She's the founder of at Eden's Farm. Eden's Farm is a company that tried to bridge the gap between farmers and the customers and the consumers. So she has a lot of farm produce. I don't know how she does that, but she has a lot of things that she sells.
I'm here to share how I do that.
What do you say?
I'm here to share how I do that.
Yes, how you do that, how she started, why she started, why did she even leave her banking job? Because she was a banker, and you know, bankers, they have money now. I don't know, why did you leave that big boy to start agri-business? So that's what we are here to learn. At the end of the day, we'll be asking questions and be discussing about any topics we think is affecting us in our food businesses. So, Ozioma, how are you? Welcome to today's live session. So walk me through your background educationally, and did you ever imagine, maybe while you were in school or while you were young, that you were going to be an entrepreneur?
Yes, at some point. So we call it hustling. So I've always sold something, right?
Okay.
So I'll just take it quickly. Hi, everyone. My name is Ozioma. I like to be called Ozi. Okay. And my surname is Ukegbu-Onwardi. It's a compound name. It has my maiden name, Ukegbu, which I refuse to drop. And it has my husband's name, Onwardi. At least my father trained me through schools. I wasn't gonna, I have 5 brothers, so it's not like they're looking for a son. But personally, I just felt, somehow women lose themselves when they marry. Hey, it's a safe space. It's not anything for anybody who wants to keep their married name. Personally, I just felt, even my friends looking for Ukegbu-Onwardi, they will not find, because I've changed totally to another surname. Yeah. So that was what it was for me. And I had told my husband, like, I want to keep my name when I got married. And he said, oh, no problems. I have an only sister. She may want to keep her name too. You get everyone like, you want to keep your maiden name? I'm like, yes, I'm not going to lose my identity because I got married. So that's about it. So my name is Ozioma Ukegbu-Onwardi. I like to be called Ozi. I am the founder of Eden Farms NG, which is on Instagram as Eden Farms. It's actually Eden Acres Integrated Organic Farm. And in Eden Acres, we bridge the gap between the farmers and the consumers. But most importantly, we grow healthy food. So we call them organic food, but you shouldn't use organic unless you're certified, really. So they're naturally grown, no chemicals. So it's safe for people who have health conditions to actually get. So we are that gap, like a one-stop shop, right? And I'm also the founder of Mom and Me Whole Foods. At Mom and Me Whole Foods, we process and package indigenous food, and we distribute it all over Nigeria and Africa and globally, which is part of our vision, right? I'm also the founder of Eden Cat Limited, because we needed to export, and can't export without a limited unless you're doing small volumes. But the vision said do large volumes, so we did Eden Cat Limited. So basically, I'm the founder of 3 companies, and they're infused. So if somebody will say, "Oh, you're doing too much," I'm like, "No, it's the food business, it's the value chain. I'm not doing too much. One thing is doing something else," and that's where we have found ourselves. So I am the oldest of 7 siblings. So being the oldest, I think it comes to a lot of responsibility. So I basically grew up quickly, and I'm a wife, and I have 4 daughters, and I have a set of twins who are my last, hopefully. And I left the banking industry. I have 12 years finance industry across the whole sector, across the whole department, basically, from retail banking to commercial banking and to corporate banking. And I left as a branch manager in one of the branches on the mainland, and I had to just go focus fully on agriculture. So if anybody asks me, did I think I was going to be an entrepreneur or in agribusiness, I'll say yes. So like I said, I grew up quickly with responsibility. I didn't come from a family that was silver spoon. I don't have English to use, but it's a mix because my grandfather is actually very well known and rich, but my dad is not particularly financially buoyant, so he depended a lot on his dad for support. Not a bad thing, but I just felt I could have done better because he also had siblings who didn't have to take papa's money, right? But I grew around my grandfather, and I would say he trained me, so I have an old spirit and a lot of wisdom. So I grew up at his feet, right? He's very learned. He's a 1970 PhD holder, so you can imagine like people in that cadre. He contested for gubernatorial in his time in the 70s.
Wow.
Going to school and all of that. So I'm not even close to being as smart as he is, or his children, or even my dad. My dad got a scholarship to study in uni like in the 70s. So I mean, people in my family are well learned. I think I'm not that learned, but I want to push the things that I have, right? So I basically, so my dad didn't have, I didn't grow with a silver spoon. So that hustling spirit has always been in me. I'm not materialistic, even now that I'm much older and I can afford a lot of things, but I've always been independent, mentally, financially, physically, and all of that. And maybe because I had a lot of brothers, I have 5 brothers and a sister, it kind of made me just feel like a boyish. So it was funny to ask anybody for money. So right from secondary school, as early as I could remember, I was a home student. I used to come to night prep with fried meat, like fried plantain. So you don't think the hustle. When I went to the university, so every time I've had money, and honestly, I wasn't desperate for anything. At that point, I just felt I could start something that could add value. So I'll be like, I'm a value giver. So people in night class would be able to sleep in, as in just started like child's play. And then I started adding other extra things. I'll get people to help me fry stuff, and then they'll just bring it to me. And at night class, people had already booked down fried meat, fried plantain. I don't know what the Ras call it, but you know the fried plantain. We didn't use good pepper. But I mean, people are looking forward to all of that. So that's secondary school. When I went to the university, I just felt, okay, I can actually make money selling like okarika, nice okarika. And I went to Imo State University. On anybody that grew up in Owerri knows that on Sunday, guys from Aba bring in okarika and they sell. So I go and I select really nice stuff, baths. I'm not even a party person, but I had party clothes. I'll buy them, and the girls, I'll go to their hostels, I'll sell. At some point, I started adding earrings. Like my mom didn't mind buying earrings and not even bothering like selling it. But when I just saw the nice earrings she had, I'm like, Mommy, who is this person that used to supply your earring? I want to go and follow him and go to the market. And after I started earring business, I'll even sell to her friends. Like I'll buy nice sets, pendants, and earrings. I'll go to the salons, I'll sell to her friends. Women were buying. I don't got the earring seller. So it didn't stop at that. I slept in Kano. And when I got to Kano, yet again, like I said, so this is not start. It didn't start today. When I got to Kano, I'm like, okay, what is the need? I started going to the market. I didn't do Ankara maybe, but I started getting nice t-shirts. I'll sell it at CDS, perfumes, tester perfumes. I don't know. So some guys bring them from Lagos, and then I'll sell it to the youth poppers and even like the people, NYC people at school. Like we said in the school, the teachers would buy. So I was never broke, basically.
Wow.
And I was just comfortable. I had money, like not so much money, but I had money enough to be comfortable to eat, to get into what I wanted without really having to look to a guy. So maybe that time I would have been chasing boyfriend or getting serving self breakfast. I didn't actually make money. I just think, oh, what am I going to do this thing? Like, what next can I do? Like to end money? I don't know. You just feel empowered. Like,
yeah.
You don't respect anybody. You get. So if I even ask money from home and they're delaying me, I already have money, but I have to be asking them money. Hey, they need to give me money.
At least I shut down money.
Yeah, so being an entrepreneur has been, when I say in depth, and then when I went to the corporate world, in fact, I had a gist with my husband recently. We were 62 in class. There were 2 streams in my test in 2008. We were only 2 people that went to marketing. Everybody else was in IT or customer service. I was a little bit scared because everyone will tell you, marketing in the bank is tough, it's tough. I'm like, how many people I know? But I mean, that kind of honed my skills. And it was just like putting fish in water. I didn't know I could swim, but when I was trained into marketing, I mean, I could quickly, first, I had that background already. I'm not social. I'm an extreme introvert, but I can socialize to the point that I can converse. So someone told me, you can say what's an Eskimo. I'm like, yes. I have that kind of, I'm tenacious enough to want to talk, convince, and push, right? So banking funded, and I tell anybody that cares to listen, if you're able to succeed as a marketer in a bank, you basically succeed anywhere because it's service. There's nothing that's going to differentiate one bank from the other bank except service and how much you're able to convince and how much you're able to add value. But you need to actually pitch to that person to actually get their buy-in, right? So that answers the question that when did I think yes, I had a timeline when I was going to like I'll have to
okay, you have a timeline when you were going to
yes, like I was going to leave. Yes, like a 10-year margin. And everybody who knew when I was doing like, you just said it. I'm like, okay, yes, I did, but it's having to happen, even without having that kind of preparation I thought I needed, right? But like I said, banking honed my skills that I had already. So it's been innate. And yet I know I was going to be in the agri sector, definitely, but I didn't know if I was going to build a business out of it. I used to do a lot of forex in the bank. I really felt if you're going to do a business, to be in the FX zone.
Space. Yeah.
Yes, FX space. But somehow I have that experience. I use it for other things, right? But the wind carried me to agri, and it's not new. I grew up in the village. Like I said, I grew around my grandfather. My grandfather is well educated. If you research Ozioma Ukegbu, he's that 70s, 60s, the G34 club. He's an old politician, but he refused to ever live in the city. So we left Lagos in 94, and I spent a lot of time going in the village. So there's nothing I can't do. I'm not heavily built, but there's nothing. I know the processes. I can fry gari. I know how to cultivate. So I didn't know if I was going to do this as a business, right? But I mean, I love nature because I grew around nature, like a lot. Our home, our country home, rather, is on like a 50-hectare land. So you can imagine that I was a tomboy. I grew up climbing trees, all kinds of trees, pawpaw tree, name it, guava tree. I used to climb. Like I have scars on my legs from climbing. My children climb now, so I don't even mind, right? So I was tomboy to the core, and then I actually practiced it. So it wasn't new to me coming to the city fully as an adult after university, because I mean during school in the university I could always travel home. But when I went to serve, it was first strange. And then when I came to Lagos fully to work, food was expensive. Like I was with my dad's elder sister in VGC, and I'll go to Ajah market to shop. And Ugu 200 naira. I'm like, Ugu.
200 naira. The village that is
like, Ugu, nobody's even plugging Ugu in the village. Like, nobody even sells Ugu because nobody is gonna answer you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then things are just crazy. Like, so like, my man like, Omo, that's in Lagos. This was 2008. I don't like now. I didn't know it was still going to be a serious business, but I knew that share in this Lagos, I need to sell this thing because how can you be selling this kind of thing 200 naira? And people are even buying, like you begging like, madam, please, just be small. I want to be one. It's like, no, good not there. Like, okay, good not there. Even in dry season, there's always you get. So I knew I was going to do agric at that point. Honestly, like it was a place of it came from a place of anger. Like, what the hell is this? Sorry, you know, like, swear. Like, why would I buy for what? Yeah. Like, I beg. You come and bamboozle me. I mean, I came from that angle, right? But I didn't do anything about it. I just started working. Work was tedious. I mean, they had just done the CBN restructuring. We are new recruits. We had targets and all of that. So I didn't do much about it, but it was there. And anybody that dated in that space between when I started in full in 2016 knew that I wanted to do agric. So it's not like it became a fad and I jumped on it. So I wanted to do agric from that time. And the change out for me was from a place of annoyance. Like, why would vegetables be expensive? But I leave that. Nobody even sells it. Why is it expensive?
When people even have it in their backyard in the village. So
yes, and that's how it was, right? And then I got married in 2012, had my first child in 2014, had another one in the next year. And I said to myself, I never want to be that parent that will say, I shelf my dreams for my children. I want to show them that despite everything, I was able to actually achieve this. So like, my man said, first you have a timeline. Secondly, this agriculture you won't do. Which year will it happen? Like I came back from maternity leave with my first, pregnant with the second. I was very, very pissed first. But I didn't have agri in the horizon. But in 2016, somebody else said to me, Ozioma, your dream of even doing agri. I mean, what do you want to? You're as a kilo shell. How far you get? And I started looking for space. I started looking for a land to lease. I went around there. They gave me some outrageous. They're like, how many will I even plant now? Maybe that's why things are even expensive. How many will I plant on these plots? They're asking for 200,000 naira. that will I make now to make money
and all this wahala?
I'm telling you, at the time in 2016, actually. I mean, I have those charts too because I mean I've been using I've moved my charts around, but I have them archived in file, right? And sorry,
no problem.
Okay, so basically, I'm like, oh wow. So I was looking for cheaper land. I was also talking to people. Finally, I just decided, okay, I need to talk to my auntie, who had lived with when I was married, or when I was unmarried, actually has a lot of land in Ogun State. And she said, oh, it's fine. You can actually use my place. And that's where I actually started planting, like my veggies and stuff. Now, the truth is this, I didn't know anything about whether something is organic or not organic. I'd gone in the village and, sorry, I'm trying to log in. My phone it's
no problem.
No, I came from outside. So I asked her and she said it was fine. So of course I had like 24 acres of land to play with, right? That I never ever even grew more than 6 acres on. And then I still started growing the vegetables that I knew, right? And I'll tell you my game changer because people, there's a God factor, really.
Yeah.
But I am transparent. I love what you said about us being transparent. Anybody who comes across me, I share. I'm not started charging fees for my experience yet, but I share as much as I can. Like, I'm very open about that. And one of our core values is transparent operation. So you can actually make a decision for yourself without being hoodwinked or not getting full information to make a decision. So I started and I didn't know really what to grow or what not to grow. However, I had joined some farmers group. When I first came on Instagram, one of the people, when I registered my Eden Farm account, one of the people that came on my timeline was Obe Farms. And I reached out to her and said, oh, I've watched you for a while say things organic. What's the difference between conventional and organic? She's like, oh, organic are the things don't go with fertilizer or chemicals or pesticides and all that. I'm like, okay, that's all I know. Is there another type of farming? So, oh, yes, now. There's a conventional one. Commercial farming.
You add fertilizer, yeah.
I'm coming from the village. Like, I'm a village champion. I've never seen fertilizer in my life before. Like I said, our family country home in the village, about 50 hectares. My grandfather has a schools actually. So he took, villagers even donated land to him. So we had space and we grew most of our food. So it wasn't new to me. I could grow tomato, like open field, maybe they're calling it open field now. I could grow tomato, peppers, we had orange trees, mango, all kinds of trees. We grew our ugu. What we'll do is put goat poop as manure, just not it and water it. So I've never ever, even the cassava farms that are shared like externally, like family farmland where you have to actually go and cultivate. I've never seen fertilizer. So it was strange hearing there's another kind of farming from her. I'm like, okay, at least thank God the one that I know is the one that is organic. It's the good one. She said yes. I started doing more research. Now, at the time, she added me to a few groups, and then from those groups, other people just share, oh, you want to join this group, and I started joining. So I would encourage anybody, first, want to do farming, we'll get to that question because that's one of the questions. Start joining groups. There's a lot of information will be shared there. You sieve it, take the ones that relate to what you want to do, and you take out the rest, right? And that's what I did. So she added me to a few groups. I also joined a few groups from those groups. And I was just listening to people talk about their experiences, what they're doing, what they're not doing, and all of that. So I was pretty learning quickly, like knowing the things. In one of those groups, somebody shares like, oh, I have a grocery store. Now, this is 2017. I started fully. I have a grocery store and I want to start stocking local produce. If you can grow for me or something, come in for a discussion. And then she dropped her number. And I called the number. I she's not even Nigerian. I said, oh, come to Oladejo, so place. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll come in. I'd gone local vegetables, normal ugu. I asked what the Yoruba people like to say, shock and they let's be going that one joint. You get.
Okay, you've already started planting that one. You already had it.
I started planting. I knew local things, so I started planting ugu, potato. At
this time when you started planting, have you left the banking job?
No, I just left last year.
You were still
I left in 2020. Yes, I was still working.
Wow.
Yes. So she said, oh, come in for a discussion. So I go to her and I say, oh, I read your thing, and my office is in VI, so I came to have this discussion. So I would like to actually, because one of the challenges everybody said on that group was like, oh, I have this, who will buy? And you're growing and you're selling to farmers. I don't think that's sustainable. So I just identified as one of the challenges. Like, people didn't have that market. So me, I had a day job and I didn't have that stress to come and people who will buy. So I wanted to go for somebody. And when she said that, I mean, it caught me, and I went to her and she said, oh, you can grow this and this. I was like, please give me lists. I started writing. But she also said something like she couldn't commit. But as in my whole plan was like, okay, I can just go. So I have, if it's land I have, if it's water I have, if it's staff me I have, seed I can find it. What is it? Give me your list. So she actually gave me a list. I didn't know if some of those things could grow in Nigeria or not, right? But I asked her, okay, what quantity will we grow for each item? And she said something like, when you're ready, come. I'm like, am I not growing for you again? So like, okay, she has a few farmers that have been talking with her already, but like she rather actually go with people who had produce like now. So she didn't want to commit to the point that bro 2 kg of this for me, because she was selling to the open market. She didn't have any confirmed order. That now I understand better, but at the time, like, when you have them come. But I had a list. So I ran with that list. So I started looking to get seeds, either from Nigeria, Tree Technism, or East West, or import the seeds, right? And that's how I started. So some of those things on her list, I started sourcing the seeds and I started trying them out first as seedlings and then to grow, right? And I started doing poultry because everybody else honestly was doing chicken at the time. I did Mr. Asaka Organic Foods, who is on Instagram as well, to help me set up my poultry. He set my first poultry, stocked it, bought me everything up to the weighing scale, because I don't even know where to go. I'm not even there. I'm in Lagos working, right? But I mean, He helped me, stocked my day-old chicks, told me, oh, it's better to use this duck than this one. Duck is day-old chick, by the way. It's better to use this one than this one, agritage than Ross. Like, why? So everybody was basically teaching. So I was reaching out to people who were already in the sector. I said, please, maybe it will cost you money, but it might be safer. So I worked with people who were already there. So I didn't go stressing myself to go and find which day-old chick. I asked for his recommendation. I didn't stress myself, honestly, to go and be looking for a feeder and what drinking can. I just said, okay, please give me a list. What's the thing that I need? Help me get it. It may cost you some more, but it may be safer because people who are already there know what. And the sector is a little bit messed up because more people want to just chop your money and run. But a lot of older people who are credible are also there. So if they're going to take their time and do it and take a fee, honestly, I encourage you to do that and not be looking for somebody that like will tell you, madam, we can do 10 naira, and then your 10 naira, you don't even see it. You don't even see what the money would have made, right? So that is one. So that's how I started. When I grew, what I didn't want to do actually started happening. So I got my produce. I started harvesting some things. Of course, I started in the office. But when I come buy that vegetable you get, I have chicken who buy. If people are like, okay, let's try, let's see. I didn't want to go to groups and sell to farmers, but I didn't have an option because first I was busy with work. My produce were getting ready, and I just put them on the platform. I have this. If people start getting interested, as in one of the first things I did was sweet potato. And till yesterday, the first people that got my sweet potato are the first people I kind of built a relationship around. There are still farmers, the Pearl Farms, or Kosela Ejiofor, quite a number of people in my groups. I asked potato, I mean that healthily farm, naturally farm, no issues. And then people are like, okay, I want 25 kg, I want this. But I couldn't make any much of a margin because I'm selling to farmers who maybe want to resell, right? However, I opened Instagram and I put my pictures like, naturally bred chicken is available now. This is available now. I started growing some things already. Somebody had given me a list. I didn't actually go back to that because most of the things she asked me, we're still in trial phase, not for markets yet. But when I posted my chicken, she reached out to me like, I told you to come when you're ready. Like, when you have produce, come. So you have not now come. Like, you did not say you want chicken. But yes, I can come in. Right? And then honestly, I went in and she said, okay, you know what? This is how I want. So as her name is Lion, she used to have a new Earth Organic store. She's Lebanese. And she's my friend till yesterday. Like, she's closed the store now, but she's one of the few people that actually can help me and showed me, okay, this is how to do what. She's the person that told me about vacuum sealing chicken so that the shelf life is longer. She told me about freezer burn. Of course, I took trainings, but how we just sell chicken is not how. She knew better. She was telling me, ultimately, you need to do a label. In the label, you need to say, let's weight this. This is the things, like they said, unique selling points. So I would say she handheld me. She thought, oh, you have to use like a vacuum sealing bag. I went on Gigi and Google, started looking for who sell vacuum sealer to me. I found one on Gigi eventually. I mean, I used it for like 1 week. It's spoiled. I had to go inside a butero to now find one again. So she handheld me. She started with the chicken, even the local produce. Like, you know what? I said she tried that. Maybe her customers liked it. She said, "What do you have?" So at that trial phase, I would say I got support. I was lucky to get that kind of support in an industry, not very saturated, but people that were ahead of me were already there in that space, right? But she kind of somehow took a liking. She's young. She took a liking to me, and she started, oh, you know what, anything you have, just shall bring it. But you know, she told me what to do, label it. So at the point, my branding. So let's talk about branding. My branding was a little bit different from everybody else's, right? She told me lettuce, say how it is. Is it what kind of lettuce? Is it English lettuce? Is it Brazilian lettuce? You have to be clear about it. She told, I mean, for each level, she told me you need to do this. So I had notes and I was applying. So she told me, okay, try another thing, bring more things. You get. So things were moving. Maybe not very fast, but things were moving. I didn't have a market. Remember that I didn't want to do this, but I had gone to selling on my platforms again, like on my farm groups. Like, oh, I have this. So I didn't even start stressing a lot because even my small production at the time, she was taking practically everything, right? And she was telling me, oh, what to do, what not to do, brand like this, don't brand like this. And on my own, I was still doing some research. So I would say it just fell from heaven. I mean, God used Lion, right, to give me that leverage to start learning quickly. So very early, I started differentiating myself from the pack. Because any coach will tell you differentiate yourself, but the truth is that somebody that is more experienced will have to help you differentiate yourself. Because even you may know that is what you need to differentiate, but you never know what
you will not even know how.
When you need to apply, yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I mean that how it was for me. She also allowed me to have my phone number on the label. So some customers will come to her, buy our produce, and of course big on quality, on customer service, because I came from a corporate place. And when they like it, they'll reach out to us, like, oh, I got your chicken from a new F. Do you have this? So the things that she may not even be stocking, somebody will be asking for it. 1 or 2 people will call, and I'll start, oh, okay, I can grow this. At the time, one of our friends or one of our farm group friends came to my farm and said, Madam, you're growing too many things. And I said, me too, Amiibo, I cannot even grow one thing. You can see my name, integrated is there. Plenty of things I must grow. This money must be made. So please, I'll tell anybody, grow variety, but as much as your capital and your strength can take, right? So unless if you're going to grow 1 thing or 2 things, you must be doing it on highly commercial level to break even. Doing a variety phase is the spice of life and it's the spice of business, right? It gave me my idea. I didn't know. Yes, I was doing a few things. I had a snail pen, I had poultry, we're doing plantain. I met plantains on my auntie's land. I told some, I got suckers and grew some more. I came across somebody that had brand name bananas, just like they sell in the UK. I planted that. So I was planting the vegetables and some of those cash crops, right? But I didn't honestly know what I was doing. But Lion was still guiding me on one end. But people around me just thought also I was doing too much. Like I had everything. And I said, this is space. I'm not even paying for this space. What am I going to do with it? Why if the chicken is, what would the person not be doing? The staff that's supposed to be there empty the chicken. It's not like I'm doing 201 million chicken. I just do like 100 chicken in batches of 100. 100 chicken eat. You clean their pen. What will you not do the whole day? So I have to give you a job now. You do another thing. When you finish, you get. So I mean that's how I was doing. Like, and I knew I had invested money, my savings, my children's money, so because like the bank pays them salary plus all the money that they get at beds or something. So I invested all their money. I invested all my savings. So the money had to come somehow. I mean, I knew business that like, oh, this has to yield. Yes, there's a break-even period, but it had to yield money now. I can't be doing one thing and make money. So that's how I knew I had to do plenty of things, right? But I didn't know what I was doing in 2017, and that's the honest truth. However, very quickly, also, I started aggregating, and I'll tell you how. So a few people had bought from Lion's store. I had an Instagram account as well. If customers will reach out to me, I'll tell them, oh, these are harvest days. Because first I was working. So maybe that's how I defined my business structure quickly. These are harvest days because I look at the most convenient day was Wednesday for me at the time and Saturday. I said, oh, on Wednesday and on Saturday, if you place your order, I mean, tell me what we'll harvest on Wednesday, you can get them on Thursday or something. I had a driver there and I have 2 nannies and I had 2 kids. So I had one nanny, but I had to get a second one because I'll come out from work and be doing the work. I look and say, this is not gonna work. Oh. And I had to beg my husband, like, not too many people in the house are like, babe, please help me, help my life. I need somebody else to be helping me. Come, like, if the produce comes from the driver, my driver was fantastic too. He's a Togolese and he knew farming. So in my office kitchen, they already knew we'll be sorting lettuce and bagging it for Lion to take to New Earth because we are supplying them. No to put label. So it was just very, very handy. And so I had support early too. But coming home, driver would have gone home. I can't be sorting vegetables and bagging. It was just too stressful, and he allowed me to get a second person. So I work like, okay, during the day, help the other girl to do anything that needs to be done. But your own work really starts when I come back from work. So when I come back from work, I'm inspecting, we're packaging, and we're doing all of that. And then people started reaching out on Instagram, like I said. But I was selling, but not so much. But I didn't know also like what I was doing. Like, I had given me a few tips, and that was really helpful. In 2018, I just stopped and looked at it. See, I'm growing on my farm. I can actually see how much money I'm making on my farm and struggling basically to pay salary because I invested heavily. And then I saw what I was also making just reselling other people's produce. So I have customers ask me things I'm not growing, but I'm on farmer groups and I know people growing them, right? So it wasn't very sustainable in the beginning because someone could just ask for one item and one farmer is just very far away. I'm like, which day? How much is this? But I was, like I said, I'm a very tenacious person. So I was like, I'll get it for you, right? And luckily, one person may just order and it will be easier in terms of landing costs. But by 2018, January, I said to myself, I didn't want to do this the way I had done in 2017. There was a lot of chaos. Okay, not a lot, but there was some chaos, really. I started reaching out to some of the customers that bought consistent, like every other week, they place an order for spinach I had on the farm or ugu or something. And I said, first, how does it become easier? I try to add people in the WhatsApp group and say, okay, if you have these are available this week. If you want to chat me privately, but people just be placing order. People start exiting the group, so it didn't work. And somebody said to me, do a broadcast list now. I knew broadcast, but I didn't even know how to use it to market. Do a broadcast list. Nobody can respond to anybody except to you, right? And then I started with that. I said, okay, how do I get everybody's order together? So like in the broadcast list, you are not going to send a message. Tell them what's available and give them a deadline. I say, oh, you must have to have this minimum quantity for it to move. So I would say in 2018 was my game changer. I remember I'd done like half year 2016, fully in 2017 when my products were available. And in 2018, I identified the farmers I could work with who were either in my group or who had onboarded somehow. And that's how I would say aggregation started for us. You said my list is long. It's really pretty long.
Yeah.
So we have different farmers growing different things. So like I said, we said earlier, we're bridging that gap for them by the markets. So we have our own farm we grow, but we work with a lot of farmers. So we also aggregate a lot with farmers who share our ideals, who grow ethically safe, healthy food, right? And that's what we've done till today. A lot of other farmers have actually jumped on this now because the truth is that you can't grow what everybody's going to eat or everything on your list basically that you can carry. So that's been like the structure of our business. We have different farmers each Monday. Everybody shares what they have available for the week. We merge it, share the list, and people order. Business does start with that.
So your story it's interesting. You've walked us through the beginning, and it just shows that you've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and you've exhibited that in different things. Just buy and sell, make money.
Yes.
Buy and sell. So, and it's interesting that for you, even me too, when I was working, I had the timeline for myself. And it's interesting to also know that you also had that timeline, just that my own was shorter. Me, when I got to do that, I can't stay here that more than 5 years. So do you understand? So you had a timeline and you walked to it. When you got, I'm just trying to summarize for people that, So when you got to that point, you're okay, so what can I do? You leverage on your past experience, your background, of acres of land, your living in the village, the experience of farming, and you decide that, okay, things are cost in Lagos. I can actually
make money.
And make money out of the situation. So and luckily for you, you know, in part, what I believe is that when you are in part of purpose and you are in looking for answers, you will find people to help you along the way.
Yes,
that's what happened. So you had your aunt gave you a free land, and you had line where which had helped you helped you with some knowledge about the agribusiness, like labeling and brand and all of that. So I'll just pinpoint some of the action steps you took. Number one, you asked questions.
A lot.
You asked questions, you met Ope, you joined groups. So if you're interested in the farm groups and you want to be
join groups, please.
Yeah, you join groups, then like you said, you may not have the full picture, you may not know the next steps to take. You may not have you just know that this is what I want to do. So at the beginning, like she said, this can be a lot of work. Nothing is no structure, nothing. But just start and it will motivate you to do more. Along the line, the structure will come. So you join groups, you ask questions a lot, and
research.
Research. Another point she made was that she found people, especially the chicken, she found people that had experience and knowledge in that field, and she was ready to pay for their service. Yeah, so it costs your time of trial and error, of failing and coming back. Yeah,
and losing money, because you lose money.
And losing money. So she got those services, someone to establish her poultry for her, and she kept marketing. So she used social media, she used Instagram, she used broadcast,
direct marketing, network, like I said, at work.
Yeah, networking. So until she was now comfortable to now leave her job. So
yes, I didn't leave till 2020.
Yeah.
My timeline expired in 2020 and I had to leave. So I left.
So she didn't leave. So her point is that she was working, but she has already started. So another good thing about that is that it gives you the opportunity to test. If you're working, especially, test what you're doing before you're comfortable to, I can actually face this full time. And the sourcing of food produce came about I can't 100%. That's another gap. It's not another gap. People wanted some stuff that you were not growing, and you knew other people that were selling it. You think, I can help these people get this.
So collaboration is important.
Collaboration, and that's one thing I like about Ozioma. She's ready to collaborate. As in, our partnership game is on another level. Me myself, but I admire her for that, and I'm sure maybe I'm going to be. I'll hold more to her. Hold that tight too.
I'm in a meeting. Call them.
So I think we should go to the next point.
I'm in the meeting. Tell them to the line.
Sorry. So go to the next point. So far, so good. What are the challenges you faced?
Okay, so generally, it's facing people who don't want to share answers, like in black and white. I really don't have gray areas, you get. Like, I've never had to, unless people who know me personally, I haven't had to come on somebody's platform to talk about my journey, right? So I won't take out the God factor, but human beings have been helpful. So one of the challenges everybody wants, it's important to pay. If you're serious, people tell you, okay, so this is what I don't like. I don't want to charge for this, but if I charge you, you'll be serious. I don't want to share for free, share for free. If you want to charge for it, charge for it. Because anything I have a training, I'm going to have to handhold you to success, and I'm going to charge you very, very well for it. But I'm going to share for free for anybody who asks me direct questions. So except for people who know me personally, I've never had to tell them the journey step for step. Some people that know me closely, that don't know me very well, will say, our husband, maybe the husband just pumps money. They don't know that I've had to make sacrifices and not sleep, pregnant with twins and visit the farm all the time, right? So the challenges will be not getting the real information. And everybody just telling you, train into the deep and not saying swim, right? So I've been opportune to guide some people without actually being their mentor or anything. So I'll tell you, for instance, somebody joins a farmers group and they'll ask this question. So what can I grow? They'll say, research in your area. Honestly, that's not true. But because I carry a lot of produce and I actually know what need that I have. It's easy for them to tell me, talk to me. Do you have this? Do you have access to water? That's important to me. We don't love growing vegetables. Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you grow naturally? Do you have some experience or training? Then you can be one of our outgrowers. That just helps them have a market already, right? But ordinarily in groups, people don't tell you research in your area. As a research, there's not research in your area like research.
That's not a definite answer.
I'm telling you, like open-ended. You get. So people not giving you, maybe they don't have time to, maybe they've also done a lot of paid training and they just want you to go and suffer more and learn. You get. So that not anybody having to guide you. That's one.
Yeah.
The sector is also saturated with a lot of fraudsters that will tell you that training, and I give you classroom training that doesn't actually turn around to anything because you're in the class and come and see the outside. Have you done the field part? You get, because I mean the field part is very important. So those challenges in terms of training is important. So what you're doing is very interesting because somehow you give them the opportunity to learn, then implement, right? So if it's personally with doing business, I'll also say staff issues. I work with a lot of young people, and it means that when you work with young people, your orientation has to change if you're a millennial and you're working with Gen Z, right? I'm an 80s kid. I don't look, I told somebody, one of my staff said, oh, I love, not even some of the people interview said, man, I don't want this to be rude, but I see that you work with a lot of young people and their impact on me, and you're young yourself. I don't mean it to be rude. And I said to the person, I'm 3 years shy of 40. I'm not that young, but I understand the mindset because I have a lot of young people around me. Like I have siblings that are pretty young, so I know the mindset, and things have changed where yes sir, smart, yes sir, Gen Z don't need to take yes sir. Every person wants to start their own business or do Bitcoin and blow, you get, but not everybody has that opportunity. But I work with a lot of young people, like I said, so the orientation changes. So I mean, it's play hard, play soft, and then encourage, right? So, but starting is key. A lot of people just want money; they don't want to work. But I tell them, if you come to Eden Acres, your life will change for the best. You can't. I mean, you see, if you leave us anytime, you know by yourself that you too,
you've done
you're a person of value. No, if you're a person of value, you cannot live the way you came. I'm not Jesus, but you cannot live the same way, right? So it takes a lot of training, and then there's the fear. I don't have that fear, honestly, because I like people to succeed. It kind of spreads your network, but there's the fear that if I impact so much in this person's life and they leave me, they will leave you.
Yeah.
In general, I tell my people, if you get a better offer, please move. It just means that, but I'll tell you not to burn bridges. So we're not fighting for you to leave, but come to me, because I grew through the ranks too. So I work. Hi, baby. I go through the ranks too. I want to go for interviews, and my boss like, oh, you're coming to me to tell me you want to go for interview. I'm like, man, you want me to lie to you and tell you that I'm sick? I'm not sick. I don't like that kind of life. But you want to wish the best for me. If I'm an APU and I'm being interviewed for a bigger level and the bank is not promoting me, if I was your younger sister or your younger brother, wouldn't you encourage me to go to a better place? So I mean, I didn't like that. So I'm a rebel, actually, really. So I mean, but I came from corporate. So I tell my staff, if you can have a better opportunity, please discuss with me. If it's something that I can review, then I mean, I'm having that discussion to see if I can accommodate that extra cost. If I can't, I mean, I wish you good luck. And it means that cables are not burning, but my network has spread, because if there's an opportunity there that you think I can meet, you most likely reach out to me.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, I mean, you're not bonded by anything. There's no bond. But, I mean, while you're here, you know that you've been impacted greatly. So, starting is an issue. I mean, personally, I've had to reorient myself and learn more on how to manage millennials, because I work with a lot of millennials, right? I also work with a lot of Gen Z. I also work with a lot of millennials, and the millennials are like 1980 to what, I can't remember. But I work with a lot of millennials and I work with a lot of Gen Z. So it's a safe space. Respect for individual is key across board. So you're 2 years old, you're 40 years old. As you're part of the team, you are a team member, right? So I'm not bossing around. People are not feeling intimidated or bullied. It's straight sack in our employee handbook policy. So, I mean, those are not accommodated. Respect for individual is very important to us. We have 3 core values: accountability, respect for individual, and teamwork. So I tell them, once you come here, our destiny is tied together. So everybody has
for the period of time.
Yes, for that time, our destiny is tied together. So everybody has to bring their A game on, so that things move. So that will be staff challenge, but I think we are good. And I know they smile. I'm doing business. And remember, I've been team lead, I've been manager. So to sack, it's not hard though. I know it's 2 times. But now we have better structure. So there's a process to sack. So you'll be given, you can read it, But when I didn't have a structure, honestly, to sack is not hard. I'll just give you 30 days. If you don't turn around time, please, you see, end of the month, I'll pay you, be going. You get, if I get on my neck, I'll pay you full month, still be going. So that you just come and scatter everything for me, because my head is hot. You get, so staff, but I think I have a great team. In this year, I've not physically gone to work more than 5 times, and things happen. I monitor from afar, because also we're implementing the structure we've put in place for the year. So for the business, again, it will be storage. So to cut post-harvest loss, took us to our second business of Mom and Me. Storage is very, very important for fresh produce farmers, green vegetable farmers. Storage is key. Power is what will do help you with storage. It's tough, right? Another thing will be logistics. Like, that's the grandfather. Logistics, moving produce
from one place there.
Yes, and then in the right temperature, especially for green vegetables. So fresh produce, logistics, temperature control environment, right storage. It's important. Like, these are the challenges that we address daily. I would have said staffing, but I have a great team, like a great team. I will give myself some pat on the back. I've trained them, and they can see, like, they bought into the vision. We'll talk together. I told them I can't do the work alone. So if you go with us now, you'll be earning 1 million. People say, is there a farm that used to pay that kind of money? It's now that we have to start. So, sharing the vision is important. So staff won't be one of it right now. It used to be. And I used to be one of those shouting boys like, we love us. But we've gone beyond that. I'm not like, I can't blame anybody. I don't have energy. But it used to be in the past. But now, storage, logistics. These are important things, like challenges that we face. I'll say capital, but if you're going to go into any kind of business, definitely Nigeria is not going to support you. It's your money that you use, so you have to bootstrap.
Yeah, so like saving now, and asking from families and friends. Yeah.
Yes. So now even
when you use your savings, you will know how judicious you should be. No waste.
Yes.
And when you get your profits, at least at the starting level, you should have a percentage that you plow back.
Yes, of course.
For it to
grow. The real truth is that for the first 5 years of your business, you're going to be doing a lot of plowing. Any profits you make is going back, unless you want to chop it and just close the business. So any money you make, you know that the next thing, there's a need somewhere. There's a need somewhere. If you take any loan from family or friend, you're going to pay back. So any money, you can't be bambaing. So you run kitty and katakata. You have to actually put it back in the business. For the next phase. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for those points. And I think those points are even points that generally every business person will face. You face human resources, you face like capital, funding. But like she said, if you're going to business, you can start with what you have and learn to plow back. And team. Well, she said something about team team. The way she works with her team is that you respect is reciprocal. So respect those people that are working for you,
yes,
and have structure. If they are not delivering what you want them to deliver, give them KPIs. Give them, this is what you're coming to deliver. If you can't deliver it, it's business. There's no hard feelings, you can go, and encourage them not to burn bridges, so that
we can go together.
Yeah. Oh, one of my senior colleagues is here. It is Jane, and she's the founder. I can't remember her company, but she's into NAFDAC. She's into NAFDAC registration and consulting in that space. Thank you, Ma, for joining us. She was a former NAFDAC official. So, and
thank you, Olushola. I'm glad to have joined. I'm listening to Ozioma. She's amazing. I like her energy, and I'm listening attentively. Well done, Ozioma. And of course, Shola. Yeah.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Okay, so now we're going to be moving to the next question. We've talked about challenges. We're going to be looking at NAFDAC. You have some of your products, at least for whole and months, that have been registered. So for some food business people that are here, what advice do you have for them to go about their NAFDAC registration? Sorry, you're muted. You're muted.
Was that question for me, Shola?
No, it's for Ozioma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ma.
Okay, so our processing arm came from the need to cut post-harvest lots. So I'm in the fresh food sector, and I see the food waste, and then we just started. In fact, it was a need that was needed to be sorted, so we started processing, right?
Yeah.
And it brought about Mom and Me because I didn't want to lump everything under one company name. I was like, Eden Farm. It's farm now. I now selling oil and flour. Okay, so that's how Mom and Me came. And also the fact that I had to feed my children nutritious local food. I'm a local person, forget the painted hair. You get. So I had to coin a name that would show that, see, mothers, if you need help, we can handhold you to get to feed your children safe food, healthily grown, processed under the right conditions, and most importantly, local food that are very nutritious, right? And so Mom and Me does all of that. And we also try to promote our food heritage because I'm a local champion, and I see that a lot of the local foods that even people in each ethnicity should know, they don't know about it. I'm like, I know Yoruba. How don't you know this? Or how don't you know this? And they're Lagos children. They don't know it.
Oh,
so it's scary, right? You see, I mean, grandmas are now hippie. They don't even know these things because really, I don't know. So it's in promoting our food heritage, getting African children to actually eat healthy and coming post-harvest. That's how Mom and Me came. And in one of the WhatsApp groups, see, let's join groups, so Telegram or WhatsApp, but let's join farm groups. In one of the WhatsApp groups, somebody says, oh, there's this NAFDAC official that's going to help us. If you're interested in registering your products, come on board. And it was COVID. And they had an incentive or something going for NAFDAC products. And it could do as much as 5. I can't remember all the money I paid, but it wasn't as crazy as if I had just started doing the regular go one like products. So I look at all we had been selling in the past and what was the best, those were the best sellers basically. And I'll just list them here. It was groundnut oil. In fact, sesame oil was one of it, but I wasn't doing commercial. It was groundnut oil, honey, red palm oil, sweet potato flour, and pepper soup seasoning, and banana flour. But I looked at sustainability because banana is seasonal. And most potatoes, so I know that I can actually get raw material almost all year round, right? As long as I had access to water. Banana is not really like that. It's tougher. So I didn't want a situation where raw material sourcing will be bad because as it will be difficult. So backward integration was important to me. I'm trying to promote Nigerian African food. So I can't be importing the banana if I even had that money to now go and process that guy now. I'm not Nigerian to do that with crude oil. So I needed to be sure that raw material was going to be available all year round. And that made us go with sweet potato flour because it was easier. Groundnut, the same thing. Red palm oil, seasonal, but not really crazy because from February, I mean, palm oil you can start and then you can actually do storage and then you can sell, package and sell. So that's how we do. So in one of those groups, I joined, and then I mean the process was basically came from our WhatsApp group. That official come inspect my space, tell me what to do. I pay for that fee, and then she just helped follow up, put me through what I needed to do at what point in time. And then okay, so they call it the NAFDAC palliative in 2020 during the COVID or slightly after the COVID. And then luckily we have all 5 out, and we're working on launching like commercial quantities in Q2 because we have people interested in retailing our products out of the country. But you know me, I don't rest in one place. So I thought there was a need to do FDA. So I pushed that. I see there's a need to do NEPX, like Nigerian Export Promotion Council, and then there was a need for limited. That's how Eden Cat came. So I had to go do registration for that. So we have our FDA, and with FDA you can of course sell in the US. We're looking at listing on Amazon as well.
Wow, that's
50% done. So we've done quite a number of things with Mom and me. And I just thought, okay, if you have an FDA, the facility that is approved, anything produced in that facility actually is good. So we started adding things that were not even NAFDAC approved. And some groceries, small grocery stores don't even mind carrying it. I will start supplying them already. So we do we dehydrate, not in large quantities for now, but we dehydrate single herbs, oregano, basil, parsley. We do have our handcrafted seasoning, so jollof rice seasoning. Of course, we have pepper soup that's even NAFDAC approved already. We do that. We do the fried rice, we do the single ingredient. So NAFDAC, I mean, I can share the contact. Luckily, there's also a NAFDAC person here. So they have that process. And then, I mean, you need somebody who is already in the system to handhold and direct you. That's what that's what I would say for that.
Thank you so much. So we've answered the NAFDAC question. We've also answered capital. We've talked about training. Is there anything else you still want to add to training and capital?
Oh, so train. So I had taken one question. I didn't have time to go through it, but it says steps to take to be successful. And I said learn. You have to learn. So if people tell you A, also go and look for B and C. I'm very inquisitive by nature. I'm that annoying student that will ask all kinds of questions in class and you just like, auntie, don't do. Let us close today. You get. So I ask, I don't want to ask and understand, right? So I do a lot of research. You have to also attach yourself to groups. I've said it severally. A lot of the benefits that I have come across came from being in groups, the right groups. Sometimes they're making noise in some groups. I'll just exist there and delete the group. But most times, most of the groups actually you take something else. Some of them I just mute them, and once in a while I'll check. I might just see something that I want to take. So you just save all that information. Take. So attach yourself to groups, the groups that actually align with your vision, so that it's not really strange. As you can't go and enter Bitcoin group. They're not concerned what you want to do. Any group that actually aligns with what you want to do.
With food, with your business, yeah.
Yes, it's good that you just they might make so much noise, but in that noise, you might just get that goal that you actually want to mind. Then start small. Anything you say or want to do, start. People that I'm looking for, like, just start. See, 10,000 naira will start your business, right? Start. A lot of people are also more business savvy now. A lot of people are doing white labeling. White labeling is very simple. I don't put my label there, but I can do the sourcing, packaging, everything. Go and print, put printer. If I at one point start offering this service that if it was the printer package, bring your logo, I'll do that. Shall I just start? This is that urgent 2K. This is your urgent 2K. So with 10,000, you can get a package, you can get a variety of stuff. Start talking to people. I don't know what it is, but people are, I don't know, people, I don't even know how to say it, but people kind of are comfortable asking somebody to lend them money that wants to actually talk to you to buy something that they are selling. I don't know. I don't have that. Maybe because of my background. You enter one shop, one larger, I'll tell you, kuro. Like, should I even say market? But hey, you enter another one because my spirit can't even be dampened. You get. So I know that some people are shy. So you have things that people need, and then you're not opening your mouth and saying it because you're shy. That I don't even know what the shyness is, and I understand that it's not everybody that's like me. You get. But also things like WhatsApp status go a long way. As you're posting consistently, you have people in your network. Start already. Not be waiting for when the whole money is complete. Start with what you have, right? Like I said, look out for people who are doing white labeling. I mean, just print, find print and print. Some people are even offering printing work. They carry it to work, right? Put on your WhatsApp status. You think people are not seeing it? People are seeing it. If you put a dancing video, 200 people on your WhatsApp status will view it. 200 of your contacts will view it. If you put that you're selling something, people don't say 200 people will see it, right? So educate, put your products. I am the face of my brand. I don't think I'm even going to pay an influencer to be. It's me that is selling the market. I carry it on my head, right? Anywhere I go, I'm talking about my product. I'm talking about a business in the salon. If you talk to me one-on-one, you do not know what
that you have before.
I did not come there. I did not come to that place, right? So whatever it is, I mean, I must. And like I said, I'm not even a social person. I'm not. I'm highly introverted.
You're telling yourself that you're not a social person, but you're a social person.
For a need. But I'm just saying I'm a lot introverted, but if it comes to business, I'm you see that this business, they sell and we must sell it. So there's no shame in selling my business. Like I tell my staff, I cannot even do that for my business ever, right? I can carry my pepper on my head and go sell on the street. I wear bomb shorts. People are like, why don't you sell yourself? You sell pepper. I mean, they'll be interested in buying, but I can't be ashamed of what pays my bills. Like I carry my business on my head. So talk about it, but start small. Research is very important. Innovate. As in, at the point of researching, you start seeing things that will set you apart. You will see it. There's no, in branding, there's all about brand. There's so many things. How your bottle looks, how your label looks, the quality of the pictures, everything, all of those. And keep learning. Never stop. Sometimes you have to unlearn and relearn, right? So keep learning. But I mean, anything that speaks to your heart, you will feel it, you will know it. But keep learning. But most importantly, start. If you do not start, you cannot even know where you want to make the corrections. So the most important thing to do is start.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we've touched about capital, human resources, NAFDAC registration, marketing. Marketing is that you don't be shy to talk about your products. Yeah, your number one marketer. So your number one brand influencer, and use technology. So thank God for technology is very important. Use social media, use your contact. That's the first place of call. Your contacts. Those contacts are resources that are wasting away. So use them instead of just posting something irrelevant. Post about your business, post about it, even at work and all of that. So I think we've spent over an hour already.
Really?
I know you know that. So I think we've talked about all the questions we wanted to clarify about. So I will just open it up. If people that are here wants to ask any questions, I think you can either raise your hands and ask questions, and let's just rub minds together for the next 5 minutes if there are, and we'll round it up. Any questions? Going? Gone. Okay, that means they understand all the you've said, and they've taken some of those points, and I believe they're going to apply it to their businesses and even to their personal lives. For those people that have not started, they know how to start now, and they know how the journey, they should have an idea of how that journey is going to be. That it's not going to be easy, but their perseverance, their passion, and will see them through. Okay, Mrs. Jane, you can speak, you can talk.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ma.
I don't have sorry, I'm thinking so many things. I don't have a question. I just have a comment.
Okay, Ma.
And that's to thank Olushola for the effort she makes to bring people, on to speak to others, to learn from their experience. It's a very good approach of giving information or teaching people, because you see starters like you, and you see how much they're able to do, like I said, I like Ozioma's energy.
Thank you.
I didn't start off with her, but the bit I listened to, I like her approach, how she does her business. She feels you should, market yourself. But you see, she markets herself well enough because she's doing a good job. You can't market a failing business or product, So listening to her, she does her research very well. She reads wide, she trains. So she has something to offer. So of course it will translate to her brand. She'll have something that is quite marketable. So I want to commend her. And my question, Ozioma, is where are you based?
We're in Surulere. We're in Lagos. Surulere.
Okay. So where are your farms, or where is your farm?
Okay, so we work with farms across Nigeria. Our own farm is in Ibadan. It used to be in Ogun State, but I've moved from my auntie's side because their land is up for sale. So I had to actually make a purchase at Monia. But then we work with farm across Nigeria. So we have people in Jos growing some things for us. We have people in Ife growing some things for us. We have people in Benin growing some things for us. Sometimes it's Enugu. So it's basically across the country, depending on what it is. And then I encourage the farmers. So some of them may need the kind of seeds that we want to try out, or the kind of products. So we carry a lot of products that are not usually grown in Nigeria. So for the first time, cantaloupes, I'll say we and our farmers are the first people that tried cantaloupes. People don't grow cantaloupes. They grow sweet melon maybe, but don't grow cantaloupes in Nigeria. So we grew cantaloupes the second time. We didn't get a very good seed because it wasn't as sweet as the first batch. So it had to be terminated. And then we encourage people to, so we grow kale, we grow spinach, we grow mustard green, we grow arugula, wild rockets. You know, the things that you don't enter the market and see. Yeah, I'm not even going to queue and I want to supply shop price. Maybe for the dry processed things. For the green vegetables, we keep trying new things. As we're expanding, we're looking at doing more microgreens because of the kind of clients that we have, right? And then they tell us, oh, do you know what one thing is? I'm like, no, but then that will pique my interest and I'm just gonna be checking what this is. Can I get this seed? Can we test on it? Can we try it? You get, and then that's what we're doing. And like, I mean, Shola knows me to some point, so I do so many things. And then, I mean, as requests come in, so like I said, I keep saying I'm tenacious. I don't take no for an answer. So if somebody says, can you do this? I don't tell them, no, I can't. I'll say yes, but you have to give me a lead time of this amount. I'll go and research first. I know, can I even handle? So I'll not over promise and under deliver. I'll rather under promise and over deliver, right? So we don't just say no. So that is, so many people asking for different things that's helped us put those things, because somebody else might just be looking for it, but because they don't know where or how, they don't know. So we do it and then we'll start singing like song. We have this, Monster Drink, come and buy you. We have Kelo, Coilio, Black Magic, Toscano, you get. So we don't do the regular, we do quite a number of stuff. We encourage our farmers, we can help them get seeds that they need, because seed will be a challenge. Tech Prison doesn't carry as much as, or East-West, as much as this, but there are also some seed sellers who actually go as far as Kenya to bring some really nice seeds to try. And then just
very interesting. I already sent a chat.
Yes, I took a picture in case the class goes on. I don't get it, so I'll picture.
Okay, well done, Ozioma.
Thank you, ma'am.
And well done, Shola.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. And so, any other comments, any other questions as we round up? Okay, so thank you, Ozioma. Thank you for your time. Very insightful. Thank you for what you do to the world, because you're giving your part of yourself, contributing to the world, to food security, to reducing food loss, and to reducing food waste. Is both our visions and goal, and you're doing your best. So thank you so much. Rebecca, you raised your hand. Go ahead to ask your questions or make your comments. I think those are the last comments we're taking. Rebecca.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Shola. I just want to give some applause to Ozioma. Well done.
Thank you.
A very good job. Working with smallholder farmers, I know reducing post-harvest waste is key. Otherwise, we lose a lot of food yearly. That's what brought me into agriculture. So I just want to say, well done, and your energy is really contagious. Well done. Well done. And Shola, thanks for organizing this.
Thank you so much. So for all of us in this, thank you, Rebecca. For all of us in this call, you should spread the news. If you're not on the Telegram group, you could join and keep share, keep broadcasting for webinars like this, live sessions like this. You never know who will join and have you will be impacting and have some of their questions answered. And they also have opportunity to connect with people that could help them in their businesses. So we should all spread the word. Thank you. And Ozioma, do you have any last word for us? Advice?
You said everything. So maybe coaches will say network. So networking is important. You just said that now already. So basically that's it. Some days you feel like, oh, this pressure is too much. But I mean, it is what you do that makes you happy. So the money is one thing, of course. It's not a charity organization, but there's satisfaction in the job. And if you are satisfied, like if you're happy for every order that you actually are able to fulfill, and you find peace doing it, then the days that are not so good days, you remember in my language, use the good days to manage and pass the bad days. There are good days and there are bad days. That's the real truth. Some days, I mean, customers are calling in, logistics are not delivered, one thing is happening. I mean, like, the world is against you. Yeah. Apart from praying, of course, to have a good day each day. But when those days come, and they're actually going to come, I mean, you can look towards the days that there was a lot of sunshine and that we're happy, and then see, this is your purpose. You need to keep doing this, and you need to keep pushing. A lot of people also depend on you. Your team, your staff, the people that you serve, even though sometimes they do not know that you're that important, but you're actually very important. And well done, because anybody who decides to be an entrepreneur is a risk taker. You do not know how it's going to turn out, good or bad. So I mean, it's us all. I tell everybody the sky is big for all of us. So I mean, we'll share as much as we can, support and encourage ourselves to survive each day.
Thank you so much
to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. So I can't say thank you enough. So this brings us to the end of this live session. Our next live session is going to be in April, first Friday in April. We'll be bringing, watch out for the next guest. We'll be advertising it on our social media handles and on the Telegram. So thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Make more money during the weekends. Don't. Okay, everyone. Bye-bye. Ozioma, thank you.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
We'll be contacting
everyone.
Groups. If people want to join, they can also join. Thank you, Ma. So bye-bye.
Yes, you can share the link. Share the link, Olushola. I would like to join.
Okay, I will. I'll get it from her and see if she can join.
Okay.
Bye, okay. Zainab. Peaks, I didn't get to know your name. Samson, bye-bye. See you in our live session and share